Hey, what's up, guys? This is Edwin of Income Tips here, and I am with my friend Tum of cloudliving.com. He builds niche websites, authority websites. He throws out all this lingo that I'm still not too familiar with, but he's doing really well in that space, and I think it's a great fit for the Income Tips audience who are looking to do online businesses. And you can get some ideas from this here. So Tum, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's going well. Thanks, Edwin. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with me. So why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about what it is that you're currently working on, because I know you got a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
what are the things that you do?
My main business is building and ranking content website that makes money through affiliate marketing. So in case you don't know what affiliate marketing is, it's basically you provide content and reviews on the internet, and then when people visit your content, they will read the content, and then if they click on your affiliate links and they buy, you get a commission based on each sale you make. So
Right.
that's how my most of my websites make money.
How many websites do you have?
Currently, I'm working on 3 websites. So one is my blog. Second is my authority website in the skincare niche, and I'm working on a new one now.
Okay, so you have a skincare niche, and then you're building a third one. So when did you get started with building these affiliate websites?
So it's a long story because I started in this about 5 to 6 years ago,
Oh, wow.
and I have tried a lot of different like making money online methods,
Mm.
and I got some successes, but I also had some failures as well. So just to make my story short, I started in high school, and I built my first website in high school, and um, like I but even before that, I have learned to build WordPress website and blogs for many years, just as a hobby.
Uh-huh.
But in high school, I transitioned from making websites in Vietnamese to building my first blog in English, and that's how I got started. So my first blog was about technology and WordPress, and I made my first affiliate sale with a WordPress theme company. So I wrote a review about a WordPress theme company, and then I made my first sale there. And
Wow.
and then I realized the potential of affiliate marketing and online businesses in general. So I decided to pursue that as my career.
And so just so the audience knows, so I'm based now in Vietnam, in central Vietnam, city called Da Nang. Thum here is from Hanoi, and I really think his story is great. I really think your story is pretty awesome, because you're doing some things that, even, a lot of us who from the States who have been trying to do online businesses, like we have a hard time sometimes getting some traction going on. So it's really awesome to hear that you started when you were in high school and that you
Yeah,
figured it out. And how old are you now? If you don't
I
mind me
am
asking.
I am 23 now.
Oh, you're so young. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how, do you, I'm not sure how comfortable you feel with disclosing like how much you make, but can you like give us a ballpark of like, how much you're making currently, like off of your business?
So last year I made a low six figure. So yeah, it's more like $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
profit. Yeah.
And you don't work for anybody. This is completely on your own, right?
Yeah. I never had a job. So I went to university and then I dropped out after 6 months. And yeah, I've been making money online since.
Yeah. Okay. So that's actually what I think is really awesome for people to hear too. Not to say everybody should just drop out of school. I think,
Yeah.
it depends on what it is that you want, but there's a lot of opportunity out there. So anyways, let's focus on the affiliate websites and how you were able to have success with that. Because there's a lot of people who might be just starting affiliate websites, and they want to make an income, because $100,000, like, $100,000, $200,000 is something that, often takes a really well-paying job that you have to have a bachelor's degree to get.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's like, it's not easy. So the fact that you're doing that it really says something, especially since you didn't go and get a college degree. So, but I want to know, like, what are some of the shortcuts? And for the people out there too, I'm at a cafe. It might be a little noisy. If you hear, cars honking, I'm sorry. If there's people staring at me, I'm sorry. Just ignore that.
Yeah.
But so tell me, how did you start your affiliate websites? Like, what is it so you're about to start a new one, right? You have skincare, and you're going to get into a new one. What's step one when you say to yourself, all right, I'm going to start a niche website?
Yeah, but first I just want to clarify. So it took me like many years to get to where I am now. So just want to say that, and it wasn't always easy, and I had a lot of failures as well. But for this new site that I'm starting, step one is to prepare my mindset, because this is not a short-term business, and you have to be in it for the long term, and you have to prepare that it will not be making money for the first 6 to 8 months, and you will need to invest some money, and you will need to work hard, and it's not always easy. So like a few years ago, it was super easy to get started. Like I started in high school, and at the time it was super easy, and I just need to like back then I just put up some content and throw some links, and then my website ranked immediately. But for now, it's not like that. So for now, what I'm doing now is 100% white hat, which means I'm following the rules of Google. So like many years ago, you can basically like create your own links from other websites, and you can rank really fast. But for now, with SEO, search engine optimization, in order to rank, you need to network with other people, and you get backlinks that way. So backlink is when other people, other webmasters, they link to you with their websites, and that count as a backlink. So step one is to prepare your mindset, and be prepared to invest and work hard for at least 8 to 12 months before you see anything in return.
So now that means it's going to take you time to build out that new website, right? So do you have to create do you start off by creating a WordPress site? Is that something that is like the first thing that you end up doing, or do you use any other platforms to create on?
Yeah, 100% of my websites are on WordPress, but after step one, step two is actually market research. So you have to go out and do some research on the potential niches. You can go in and you will analyze each niche to see if there's potential to make money with affiliate marketing in each niche, and if there's potential for new people like you to rank, because if you choose a niche where a lot of competition are like if you choose a niche with really high competition, it might not be easy for you as a beginner to get in. So you will need to do research on your competitors, and you want to see other people doing the same thing, but they're also new too. So like you want to see niches where other people have started in the last 12 months and having successes. So you know that if you're new and you get into that, you can get the same success in 12 months.
Okay, so
yeah,
what kind of tools do you use to do the market research? Can you give me like just one or two like tools? I'm sure it's probably something along the lines of Google Keyword Planner or something like that. But are those the tools that you use?
I mostly use Google search and a tool called scmrush.com. So scmrush.com is a tool that tells you how much traffic a website is getting from Google, and whether they are ranking for a lot of keywords. So, for example, if you find a website that is your competitor in a niche, you can put that website into SEMrush, and you can see exactly how many keywords they're ranking for in Google and how much traffic they're getting for ranking for those keywords.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that way you can know if a website is successful or not.
I see. And is SEMrush a paid service?
Yeah, it's paid, but you can use a free version just fine. So with the free version, you can see the keywords. You can see like the amount of traffic they're getting, the amount of keywords they're ranking for. But you will not see all of the keywords. You will see like 12 to 20 keywords only. But they also have a free trial, so they allow you to use the software for I think like 2 weeks for free, and then yeah, that's enough for doing research.
All right. So the next thing that I think about when starting up a website is the content. You have to have the content. So like, are you choosing niches purely on like the fact that you think there's potential to make money, or are these, because you have to write content. So tell me about your strategy for creating content and, actually making sure that you have something good there for people who are searching for those keywords.
Yeah, for content, I don't write for I don't write my own content for my affiliate websites, but I outsource that to my writers. So I find writers from the US, UK, or Canada. So like US based writers. Also, if you don't have a good budget, you can hire people from like the Philippines because they have really good English, but the pay there is not really high.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get content created for much cheaper, but yeah, the quality might not be as well as good as content from natives, but it works fine.
So so you pay for writers to
Yeah.
write. So how much do you? And this is why you said earlier that you need to have some money when you're starting. Because this is the kind of stuff that you have to pay for. So like, how much can somebody expect to pay per month on content? Or should somebody pay?
Yeah, so it depends on the person. So if they can write, they can write all the content and it's free, right? But if they're willing to invest in the content, I would say somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000 in the first 6 months. So it's somewhere like $200 to $300 per month.
Okay. And where do you find those writers?
There are a few places. So one is Upwork. So it's a giant like job marketplace where you can find people for a lot of work like writing, developing, design, and other stuff. But that's my favorite place to find writers because you can get a lot of applicants and you can sort through them really quickly using their system, and then you can hire people you like. The second place is TextBroker. So textbroker.com is a website where is a website dedicated to just content creation. So you can go there and you can post. So first you need to load some money into the account, and then you can post a job, and then all of the writers they will bid on your content, and TextBroker will select the best one for your project. Yeah, so you can get content creators there. And the third option is to use content writing agencies. So there are agencies out there where they manage everything for you, and all you need to do is to pay them based on the article. So like you pay them per word. So the price might vary based on the agencies. But yeah, I can give you some links to the agencies I would recommend in the description below the interview. Yeah.
Awesome. And then the next thing is the actual products that you're selling. So how do you find a product to sell?
Yeah. So before you do that, the first thing is you need to select keywords that you can actually rank for.
Okay.
So
So keywords, that's very
yeah,
important.
to make money with affiliate website, you need to target keywords that that are called buying keywords. So buying keywords are keywords that target people that are more likely. So for example, if you search for something like best dashboard stroller, that's on keyword I targeted like a time ago. So
Uh-huh.
if you search for best dashboard stroller, you are more likely to buy than someone that search for like uh, how to make a stroller, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, wow. So
Yeah,
that's the first thing. Before you
yeah.
look
So
at anything, you should get the keywords that you know you
yeah,
can rank for.
yeah, definitely keywords are everything. And if you choose the right keyword, you are like much more likely to succeed than anything. Yeah, it's a really important process.
Okay. So what would you say is the next step then after you have, I mean, of course, there's probably a lot of strategies to finding the keywords, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to kind of keep things short, what would you say is like the next step after you found a keyword that is good?
Yeah, so usually after you found your keywords, you you will think about the keywords and have a basic site structure down. So for example, if I have a lot of keywords, I will need to go through the list and then categorize the keywords into a few categories, and then based on that, I will have the structure for my website. And then after that, I will outsource content, or I write content myself. Yeah, so it depends on the person. But you have two options: write content yourself or you outsource.
Okay.
And after you have the content, um, set up your website in WordPress. So it includes something like buying a domain, setting up hosting, setting up WordPress, setting up a good theme and logo for your website, and with and now it's really important that you have a good looking website. So when you move to promotion, you can get better results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. So you had content even before you had the website.
Yeah. It's important because um, so content is everything, and if you don't have content, you cannot really design a website. So all of that is the great designers that I'm friend with, or like I talk to. They say that the words on the page is more important than the looking, because if you sell people using the words, not the design. The design can only improve the words, but without the words, the design is nothing. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
important to have the content first and then setting up the website.
Okay. Do you have any tips on how to set up a nice looking website then?
So it's really important to have a good theme. So I like to use thrivethemes.com.
Hmm.
It's a really good set of plugins and themes that are really like optimized for conversions. So they have everything from they have really good selection of themes, and they also have plugins to make your website look better. So like they have the content builder, which helps you format your content better and insert images and insert a nice layout and custom design, and it's really good. So that's one thing I use. But if you don't have a budget for that, you can use any theme and yeah, just search around on Google or on the WordPress directory, and you can find good themes.
Yeah. Okay. And then at what point do you get to the products? How is it that you find a thing to sell? Like once you have the website, once you have the content, then what's the next step?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the Amazon Associate Program. So usually I go there and then I find products, but still based on the keyword. So for example, if your keyword is let me use this example, is easier to relate for most people. If you are looking for a treadmill for a workout, you can search something like best treadmills for home use, and and that's what people search for when they need to buy a treadmill, right? And you can go to Amazon and you can search for something like treadmills, and you can see a list of all the popular treadmills that Amazon sells. Actually, Amazon doesn't sell a treadmill, but just an example.
Yeah, sure. I'll believe it.
So yeah, so and you can see a list of all the products that they are selling, and you can sort that by ratings and reviews. So usually what I do is I pick products that have really good ratings and reviews, and then I also do research on the web on like what are the best treadmill you can buy, and then I make recommendation based on that. Yeah.
So do
And
you?
also some people, if you have really good budget, yeah, you can buy the product and try on your own and write reviews. But that would really like increase the cost. But for most people starting out, doing research on Amazon on on the web is
Okay, okay. So you have to create a post then, like a separate post only about that product. Is that right? Like you don't have it in the sidebars of the website or anything. You actually have a full like a blog post essentially about that product, right?
Yeah, so for content, there are two types of content. One is commercial content, and the second is informational content. So for commercial content, it can be a single product review. So it's like product A review, and you make a really detailed review on the product. But also it can be a product roundup. So it's like you review like 3 to 5 products at once and tell people what is the best for them. So like you can have treadmill A, B, C, D, F, and treadmill A is better for home use. Treadmill B is better for like commercial use, or like better for runner for specific reason. So usually I prefer to do the product roundup because the keywords I'm targeting is is most available to those review like product roundups. So for example, if I target keywords like best treadmills for home use, I can list 3 to 5 products that are best for best treadmill for home use. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you use Amazon primarily. Now, from what I hear, like Amazon pays out like something low starting. Like, isn't it like 4% or 6%?
Yeah, 4%. Yeah.
So how do you make up to 100K with something so low? Like, how is it that you scale up? Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, most people like are turned off by the low commission rate that Amazon is giving.
Yeah.
But it's actually not very bad. So Amazon give you from 4% to 8% depending on how many products you sell through the website. So usually I hit the higher tier, so I get 8.25% commission. But it's really the beauty of Amazon affiliate program, because the conversion rate is really high and people know and trust Amazon. So when you refer people to Amazon, you get at least 5% conversion rate, and that's a really good thing. And also, this is a really interesting one. So 50% of my earnings are not from the products that I sell on my website. So people go to Amazon. So Amazon has a 24-hour cookie. So a cookie is like a tracking pixel that Amazon puts on a visitor's browser on Chrome and Firefox. So when a visitor clicks on your affiliate link, they have 24 hours cookie, and for any items they purchase in 24 hours, you get commission for that. So usually people click on my affiliate link, they are not just buying one product, they buy multiple products, and you get commission for all of that.
Yeah. Wow. 50%. So 50% is from other things that they added to the cart, right?
Yeah. And and there's some like weird products that I never seen before. Like, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah. best not say.
Yeah.
That's no, that's really interesting, and that's a good point. That's kind of what I wanted to to mention to people, because actually I was turned off by that fact that it's so low. But everything that you just mentioned makes sense. But
Yeah.
so the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and probably like the last thing that we can last technical thing, is the traffic. So are you primarily getting SEO traffic from Google, or do you do paid advertising?
Yeah, 90% of my traffic is through SEO, through Google. Yeah, so it's all organic.
Wow,
I have not done any paid traffic to my websites.
that's amazing. So for somebody starting out, how long do you think it takes to start getting that kind of traffic? Like, I'm guessing it all depends on the keywords, right? It depends on how
Yeah.
good of a keyword they are targeting. Yeah, well, do you have any other advice then for people? Because it sounds to me like the most important thing is definitely that market research, right?
Yeah, it's really important. But so in general, in order to rank in Google, you will need two things. One is selecting a really good keywords that you can actually rank for, and the second thing is actually three things. So the second thing is you need to have really good content that is better than what's out there on the search engine. So like when you search for keyword, you can see 10 results on page one, and your content needs to be at least match the quality or be better than what out there in the page one of Google. And the third thing is you need to have backlinks, and this is the most important thing you need to do. You need to get high quality backlinks to your website or your content. Yeah, so backlink is everything.
Wow. I
Yeah.
thought backlinks weren't as important anymore. I thought it was more about like engaging with the audience, and it's more about like being a real person. But you're saying backlinks are very important.
Yeah, because like when you are starting out, you have no traffic, no audience, so you have no engagement, right?
Yeah, no
But
engagement.
backlinks actually have you rank in Google and get traffic, and if your content is good enough and you have good engagement, it will help you to rank even higher. But without backlinks to get your rank, you basically cannot go anywhere.
Wow. Um, okay, so that's really good. What's the third thing? You said better content than what's already out there.
Yeah.
Backlinks, high quality backlinks. What's the third thing?
Yeah. The third thing is selecting really good keywords
What
that
is
you
the
can
keyword?
rank for, low competition keywords.
Low competition keywords. Um, Going back to the backlinks, how do you get high quality backlinks?
Okay, so this is the topic that everyone wants to learn more about. So there are two ways of getting backlinks. One is through like gray hat or black hat techniques. So you either buy backlinks or you create your own network of websites and you use that to link to your own website. So it's called a private blog network, which is basically the website that you created and link to your own website. So I was doing that a lot in the past, and it's still working really well now. But the thing is, Google is against that, and you are basically just fighting Google for an endless fight, and Google can penalize you any moment, and you lose all of the income. And I was in the same situation 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I had a pretty big network of websites that used to link to my own money websites. So and then Google released a new update where they specifically target the networks that I have built. Like a lot of people have built network,
Yeah.
but Google doesn't want that, and they targeted all the people that have built like their own network for links,
Yeah.
and I lost all of my website and I lost all of my ranking. So
Wow.
the second option is doing content marketing and white hat SEO techniques, so you can get backlinks. So it is a really powerful way to get backlinks, and it's long term and it's completely safe. And this is what I would recommend to most people. So the core idea of content marketing and white hat SEO is you create a good piece of content, and then you go out and you network with people, just like me and you are doing, and then you basically make friends with them, and then you do something for them, and then in return you ask for a link. So for example, if I have a good piece of content on something like running, I will go out and I contact all of the running bloggers, and I pitch my content to them, and then I will hope to get a backlink in return, and it's called outreaching. So getting backlinks with outreach is the most effective and efficient way to get backlinks nowadays. Yeah, doing completely white hat techniques.
So essentially doing guest posts, right?
Yeah, guest posts, and like you can do something like infographic promotion. So you create really good infographic, and then you go out and send your infographics to other people, and if they feature the infographic, you get a link. Basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so because I hear a lot about people doing that whole method of creating networks. I've heard people who buy up expired domains and create their own little, like you said, a private blog network that point to their website. But you, like, Google can in a second, just close you down, shut you down. So it's really just not a long-term strategy. So I'm also an advocate of doing everything white hat. And it's really great too, because I get to, outreach is such an awesome way of just meeting people who are doing interesting things. That's exactly what I've been doing.
Exactly.
Which is how we connected. I just posted in a Facebook group, and I said, hey, I have an audience who here has something that they're doing that's interesting, that would be relevant. And then you message me. So, and who knows, now because of this, like, you're going to come over here and meet me, and maybe I'll go over there and hang out with you. And it's just that's what it should be all about and stuff. And if you can make money from by making friends, like, that's freaking awesome.
That's the beauty of doing white hat, because you are not only getting links, you are getting more than that. You get the opportunities to work with other people, and you get way more opportunities to grow beyond the SEO thing, beyond the backlinks, and you can get real business opportunities if you talk to people. And
well, I think that's about all I have. I mean, we can go into all of these different topics in much more detail, but how can people find you right now, for those who are interested in following your blog?
So I blog regularly at cloudliving.com. And so I started that in 2013 as a personal blog, but now it has grown into a community of people who wants to build their own online businesses and do the things they love to do. And so it's my main focus now. And I also have a online course teaching people to do the same thing. So it's called AMZ Affiliate Bootcamp. But you can learn a lot more from the content I publish at cloudliving.com.